Motorsport Games.
Big man thing, yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. Oh, get the funeral ready. Get the casket ready. Ain't looking good. How's it going, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Is today Tuesday? Today is Tuesday. We're live streaming tonight. We got the league race. Tonight we're back. After last week, we had an off week because of Halloween. So league racing tonight, live stream. It'll be the first live stream in a while as well. So if you guys want to come watch, we would really, really appreciate that. Want to go shout out to all the Patreon members. As always, for supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys are the best, as you always are. And guys, let's get into it. Motorsport Games is basically on their deathbed, in my opinion. I don't know anything, but Mike Straw from Insider Gaming has been releasing some stuff, and it just is starting to sound like that Motorsport Games is they're on the deathbed. They are on the deathbed. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna have to really talk about Motorsport Games that much anymore because the NASCAR license is now transferred over to iRacing. But there are still some very important licenses that Motorsport Games has, mainly the IndyCar one. But news came out the other day that the British Touring Car Championship Series, which is the BTCC, which had an exclusive licensing agreement with Motorsport Games to make a game for them, well, that has been terminated as of, I think, yesterday. And it also came out that Motorsport Games owes the BTCC $800,000. So, yeah, it's not looking good for Motorsport Games at the slightest. They've already sold the NASCAR license to iRacing for, as we know, a fee of around $5 million. They now have terminated, or not them, but the BTCC have terminated the exclusive licensing agreement with Motorsport Games. And so that's two of the licenses gone. And now the third one, which is IndyCar, is starting to look like it is up in the air, and it is questionable according to Mike Straw. Now, what's going on? In my opinion, guys, I thought this IndyCar game was coming out because I thought it was so far down the line in terms of development that it would release in 2024. But it looks like with what the news is today that basically 40% of MSG have been laid off, including the entire IndyCar development team. So that is not good news at all for the game. And I mean, I don't think it's coming out anymore, which is a real shame because I have seen that game in person. It was a while ago now, but I have seen that game in person, and it's definitely has to be close to being finished. Polishing up here and there, but it has to be close to being finished. It's definitely playable, and for the game to just be put on the shelf like that is really, really frustrating. So we'll talk about the future of that game as well. I want to go to Mike's article here real quick that he uploaded yesterday, and then there's more news coming out today about basically what's been going on. So this was uploaded yesterday by Mike. The IndyCar game status is up in the air at MSG. Yeah, another MSG property appears to be up in the air as concerns are rising within the company about the status of the IndyCar game from the studio. According to multiple sources up through the recently announced layoffs, many hadn't heard about the status of the IndyCar game. We haven't been shown anything new in months, one source tells Insider Gaming. Another added that's been complete silence over the last few weeks. There's been complete silence towards the team, and everything is at a standstill now after the layoffs. That's a little bit crazy, guys. By the way, I want to reiterate, these quotes are not from media members. These quotes are from the team, the development team. So they haven't been told anything in months. It's been complete silence. There's been silence towards the team, all while they continue to work on the game, which is pretty crazy that is what is happening. Now, remember, this game is mostly being made in the Australian studio. That's where the developers were. And yeah, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. The last that was relayed via various people at the Australian studio and other areas of the company was that the game's progress was quite far along and that they still expect to release in 2024. And again, yeah, I mean, guys, I could tell you this personally because I saw the game. It's been a while ago, but last year I saw this game, and it was playable. Like, there wasn't AI and stuff, but it was playable. And so a year later, and even actually a year and more later, this game is definitely very far along. And so this is quite sad, to be honest. I don't know if this game would be good, guys. Trust me on that. I don't know. But I would at least like to see it, like, release, like, for the love of God. Because so much work has been put into this game for a long time from people that I know that are really, 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 really talented. Remember, the majority of the team here also is from KartCraft, and KartCraft is a good game. So yeah, it's very odd, basically, to say to see that. After the layoffs were made official, that appears to no longer be the case, according to multiple people close to the game's development. We don't know what's going to happen, a person who worked in the game said. The game has been playable, and we like where we've taken it, but we don't know if it's going to see the light of day right now unless someone takes over. We just don't know, and it's frustrating, and that's the point. Imagine working so hard on a game for the last 2-3 years, however long it's been, for them, and then the game towards the final 6 months of the development cycle is not able to release. And realistically, guys, this game is in the final 6 to 8 months of the development cycle. You would expect to see it come out during the Indy 500, which is in May. So yeah, you're in the basically final 6 to 8 months of the development cycle, and the game might not see the light of day. That is really, really, really frustrating. Insider Gaming has been told, similar to the NASCAR license that was recently sold to iRacing, that the IndyCar license, this is the big news, is also being shopped around by Motorsport Games. The top focus of the studio has been on Le Mans Ultimate, which at last knowledge was expected to be released in December. This is the game, guys, that is basically an R Factor 2 DLC that's releasing as a separate game, but not on consoles, only on PC. I'm not really sure how that's going to make you money, but okay. That said, there's been nothing to confirm that is still a plan after the company restructuring. On Monday, it was announced that MSG lost the license for the BTCC. That's what we mentioned earlier today, or earlier in this video. Insider Gaming originally reported back in December 2022 that the BTCC game had all but been canceled, despite the company's denial at the time. And MSG is scheduled to hold its quarterly earnings call today, where we'll hopefully get an update on the state of all of its remaining titles. So I might have to make a video tomorrow as well, depending on what news comes out from here. But yeah, it's quite sad to see that the IndyCar game is this far ahead in its development, and now apparently the IndyCar license is being shopped around. However, there's some positive news here, guys. There's some positive news. My opinion, guys, is I want to see this game. I want to see this game on the shelves, in the public. I want to see what Zach and multiple people at MSG have been working on. I want to see what they have done with this game. I want to see what it's like. And so there's still hope. There is still hope that the game can be released by somebody else. That's kind of the hope here, is that if Motorsport Games is shopping around the license, and then they might shop around just the game itself, that maybe the source code and everything, maybe some developers also could be moved over to whoever, but that this game one day would see the light of day. However, would that be around May 2024? Most likely not, because of how chaotic everything is going right now. But let's just, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, let's just say iRacing's like, we just spent a few mil on NASCAR, why don't we go get IndyCar as well? Why not? What if iRacing decide to do that, and then they get the game itself, and they don't really gotta do much, they just gotta polish it here and there and then release it? I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. I will just, whatever happens with this game, guys, is I would like to see it. I would not like for years of development to be put in, you get to the end of the development cycle, and then no one ever sees the light of day. And that does happen a lot in gaming, not in AAA gaming. Like, usually when it comes to AAA, big budget games, they see the light of day. But in indie games and teams with smaller development cycles, this does happen a lot, where a game is worked on for a while, and then whether it be the publisher, whether it be, like, for example, let's say PlayStation has a PlayStation studio that they own, and the development team is quite small, because PlayStation does support a lot of indie development teams, but PlayStation might not like the direction that it's headed, and they scratch it. So that's kind of what Motorsport Games in a way is doing, but I don't think it's because of the quality of the game. I think it's because Motorsport Games has no money. That's the problem. Motorsport Games is on the verge of essential bankruptcy, and yeah, it's quite a shame that the IndyCar game might never be seen. So in an update to his story on the IndyCar game, the entirety of the IndyCar dev team has been laid off. That was today at 9:29. We should know more about the game later today, but it's increasingly likely it's dead unless it's sold off. And again, this is the one thing I don't want. I just really hope it's not dead, man. I just hope it's not dead. And what I mean by not dead is someone else takes it. It's sold. It's just somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know that if that could be the case. But there's more that he said as well. Where is it? Here we go. No matter what happens, IndyCar is due its minimum guaranteed annual payment from Motorsport Games within 60 days of the start of 2024. So that will be by the end of February. Should it not pay, IndyCar can revoke the license. And then Mike went on to also say that I think Racer Mag released a tweet saying, as BTCC becomes the latest series to pull the plug on a collaboration with MSG, IndyCar is not at the place yet where it will make a decision on its own. And then Mike must have been told something, because he said that IndyCar can't legally say their intentions, but their decision has been made. And you probably know what that decision is. They're probably going to try and get out of it. And this is the way they get out of it, is right here, is that if they don't get paid the minimum guaranteed annual payment for the exclusive licensing agreement, then they will be able to revoke the license. And again, this all kind of goes hand in hand with the game likely trying to release within that 2024 window. It's kind of it's quite sad, really. Now, if you guys want to follow Mike, I'm not sure when this video is going up. It might have he probably might have already said something, but let me refresh the page. I don't think anything has been said. But yeah, one more thing, specifically the IndyCar lead developer, multiple senior developers, 3D artists, designers, audio designers, and producers were all let go. So obviously, how do you release this game? I mean, guys, that's everything. It's like, it's not everything, but it's most things. It's most things, which is quite sad that is the case. So yeah, guys, the IndyCar game is basically on its deathbed, and Motorsport Games themselves are also pretty much on their deathbed. Because, guys, what else can Motorsport Games do? You sell off all your licenses. What are you going to do? What game are you going to make? This is basically it. I mean, this is... I don't really see a way out for MSG. So it looks like the nightmare is almost over, to be honest. I'm very glad the NASCAR license is now with iRacing. I don't got to worry about anything about that. We just got to wait till 2025, which is frustrating, but I'm happy it happened sooner rather than later, because if it didn't happen now, it would just be a longer wait. The fact that the license has gone to iRacing quickly is that iRacing can now work on the game and get started and give themselves as much time as they need. When it comes to the IndyCar game, this game, in my opinion, should release, because I don't want to see a redevelopment of because IndyCar hasn't had a game since 2005, and I don't think anyone would be eager to start from scratch again. That's just my opinion. I don't know who would want to be able to do that. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm glad NASCAR's again with iRacing. I don't know what this is going to take. IndyCar fans, what do you think? Got subscribers that follow mostly for the NASCAR content, but also wanted to play the IndyCar game. What did you think? I was excited to play this game, man. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what the game would play like. How would it look? What was the physics system like? Which that's what I saw was the physics system, and it just looked really impressive. So I just hope this game one day sees the light of day. But yeah, that would require someone coming in to purchase the IndyCar license, and maybe even purchase MSG. I don't see how. Do you guys see a way MSG get out of this? What do they have? The Le Mans Ultimate is not going to make them money, guys. It's not. They're not. That Le Mans Ultimate game, if it even does come out in December, which I haven't seen anything about that game, and it's supposedly coming out next month, but it's just R Factor 2 DLC. That's all it is. I don't understand what's going on over there. It's a sinking ship that is sinking faster and faster as the days go by. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take care of yourselves, and guys, please make sure you join the live stream tonight. We'll be league racing. I completely choked in my last league race, dominated Darlington, and messed up my shifting on the restart, so let's not do that again. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the day. I will see you guys tonight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. We might talk about this again depending on what the earnings call says. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.